Yes, yes, it's your boy Klass 1, live and direct at the LA Record Fair. Now this is cool right here because, you know, if people don't know, I'm from the Liquor Crew. And of course you got my man right here, one of the originators, the man himself. Man, to me, you gotta be the legendary percussionist in hip hop. From the legendary Cypress Hill, the one and only Eric Bobo. Man, welcome, bro.
Oh yeah, man. How you doing?
I see you got some goodies, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Did you find anything good? Are you
Yeah,
digging?
I found some good things, man. It's like good to dig. You know, I'm really glad that the whole vinyl thing is really coming back into form because that's what I grew up on. I grew up as like listening to vinyl, you know what I mean? And there's, you know, to think about like some of these records have been part of people's collections, you know what I mean? So like the story of some of these records is like incredible, and to me, you know, just to have the music that you can just like vibe to, you can like look at shit and appreciate the art.
And what's your take now that you're seeing vinyl is back in the culture, and you see this generation now digging?
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's crazy because I didn't think that it was going to take the way that it had, because with streaming it's more convenient, but you can't mess with the fucking drop of a needle on the fucking vinyl, bro. I mean, it's like it's a whole other thing.
It's something about dropping the needle between the grooves.
Yes.
You let the record play.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of having it digitally wise.
Exactly. It's intentional, you know what I mean? And that's what you want. You know, you want that listener experience like that.
Now, that being said, do you remember the first record you ever bought?
Yes, the first record that I ever bought, it was actually Earth, Wind and Fire record.
Okay.
Earth, Wind and Fire, was it Spirit? Yeah, it was Spirit.
Ooh.
Yeah. With Getaway and all of that stuff, that was like my first one.
Now, before you became Eric Bobo in hip hop, how did you fall in love with hip hop? What was it? You know, was it something you saw, something you heard?
You know, my background was Latin jazz, right? But my ear was always to the streets. And when Rappers Delight first came on, I was like tripping out, not only because of the raps and everything, it's because it had percussion in it.
Yeah.
You know, so you had a lot of these, you know, the original OG like hip hop songs were done not with samples but with live bands.
Yeah, because Rappers Delight, it wasn't sample.
It wasn't sample.
It was live.
All live bands. So
yeah.
So the instruments were very important, and so was the percussion. Like you got a song like Curtis Blow the Brakes. There's a timbale solo up in there.
That wasn't sample either.
And it's right there. So you know, to me, that's what I gravitated to. I'm like, wow, there's something that I'm listening to, what my friends listen to, yet it has some shit that I can play on because I was playing percussion. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So kind of all came together.
Now, back in, you know, I want to stick in the 80s. Was there any fun memories that you had? Did you used to ride or break or?
Man, I wanted to pop.
Okay.
I had my zany zappers. I thought I was the shit, you know what I mean? So like I could tick and everything, like flash the light. But my thing was like, I was always a player. And I just wanted to kind of like do hip hop beats, you know, on top of like what I was doing. So, you know, it all kind of came together. But I used to love the popping aspect of it too. I couldn't write too well, but the popping of the
electro boogie.
Yeah. It was more popping, you know what I mean? And real like old school shit like that, ticking and shit like that.
Nice, hell yeah. Now, in the 80s, you know, did you ever go to a particular record shop to buy some records, or was it like fucking found?
Oh man, I mean, there was Music Plus, there was Tower Records, of course, there was the Warehouse. You know, you had bigger chains, you know, and then you had like some mom and pop shops. But the whole experience of going to a record shop, it wasn't that you were there for like 5 or 10 minutes.
No, you were there for
You know what I mean? You were there digging, you were like looking, and you know, sometimes you can see an album, the cover was like fucking incredible. You may not have even heard it before, but you give it a shot because the cover was dope. You know, so you're like looking around and seeing that, and I'm glad to see that experience is coming back with places like the Record Fair and other spots. You know
what's dope is that we're in 2025, and you're still digging.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I got a pretty big collection. You know, I also have stuff from my dad's collection from like the 40s and 50s and 60s and shit like that. But yeah, still digging, man.
Do you have an estimate of how many records you got in your crates?
Oh man, I'm putting a number to that now. Actually,
I'm pretty sure.
So next time I see you, I have that number.
Now, I collect boombox. I even have a boombox club called Boombox Nation.
Oh wow.
You know, I'm pretty sure you used to rock a boombox back in the days.
Hell
Do you remember what kind of box you had?
Yeah, man. I had a little itty bitty one, man. I didn't have the real big one. I had one like a Radio Shack, like had a Radio Shack like boombox, but I rocked that shit. And then I finally got a little, one a little bigger. But I didn't never have the big one that
That's
you
the
fucking
Kanyans,
the
Sonys, and
I never had one of those.
Because I used to have a Kanyan and I used to have a Lasonic too.
Yeah. Those are the shit, man. But yeah. But
now, what's your take? Because, for example, I went to Target not too long ago, and I saw tapes, cassettes. So that's letting me know that cassettes slowly is getting back into the market.
I used to love cassettes too. You know what I mean? I used to rock that because it was portable. It was like, I like the sound of it. You just had to be careful with them motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they always pop.
But you have to know the trick. You have to know the pencil, eraser shit to kind of get that shit together. Yeah, all that. I mean, but again, it was like the physical product, having something, ownership. And that's something that I think that we kind of lost with the streaming stuff. Because look, if the internet goes down and you ain't downloading any songs that you bought, you ain't hearing shit. You know what I mean? So,
I was like the physical, you have it.
Exactly. You have it. You always have it. You could, it's great.
Now, I'm pretty sure what your answer is going to be. But like for most people don't know, you used to be part of Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
So when you used to go to a record shop and you will see your music on physical copies, on cassettes and vinyl from the Beastie Boys to Cypress Hill to now seeing a digital picture. What's the feeling between those two? When you see, like whenever you drop your new project, and digitally wise, you see a picture online. But when you used to drop a physical copy, you see it.
It's incredible. Like I just saw a Beastie Boy, Ill Communication one here, remastered, everything like that. 180, gram vinyl. I'm like, wow, man. This is still out here. You know what I mean? It's like that album is like 20, 25, 26
years.
You know what I mean? And just dropping a lot of stuff like that, I think it's incredible. And it's great that people can appreciate that now and have like a good sounding record, Remastered is great, you know what I mean? Not everybody can have an original. I have my original still rap, Good communication. And I still got the demo, the promo of Black Sunday, Cypress, you know what I mean? And I haven't played those in years. And I played it the other day actually, just to get that nostalgic feeling like, wow, man, this is fucking dope,
It's just something about, like I said, something about dropping the needle on between the grooves, or just pressing play, and you sit back and you're just listening to every song, and then sometimes even reading what you guys created some production.
Exactly. So it's an experience, though. So that's what's great about it.
Like I have a younger brother. He's 21, and he's missing that feeling. Going to a record store, buying a physical copy, going home, putting the cassette on the tape player or the record on top of the turntable, and just reading and just letting it sink in song per song.
School, man.
Because digitally wise, they just skip.
It's a school. My dad always told me he made me look at all the vinyl records. He said, "You see this right here? This is your school right here." And you know what? He was right. Because it was info, it wasn't just music, it was info, it was art, it was who were the musicians, who the producer, where you got your album mixed at, who's the engineer. You don't get that with the streaming, you don't get none of that information, you know what I mean? So you kind of like lost a little bit. But, it's gonna come back around.
As you can see,
it's coming back around.
It is, because I remember, I used to get a lot of heat, me and my boys, when we started Beat Swap Me. Because they're like, because that's when Serato was kicking in.
Right.
And I used to get a lot of hits. They used to tell me, vinyl's dead already, move on already, let it go. I didn't let it go. My boys didn't let it go. 10 years later,
Where they
we're
at?
here.
I mean, you're seeing
Oh,
it.
they're digging themselves now.
You know, and that's the thing. And just to know that in these last years, like vinyl sales have really picked up more than CDs or more than any other video.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you know, on Rolling Stones, if I'm not mistaken, or there was an article, it showed the numbers, how physical copies outsold digitally.
Yeah.
Digital platforms.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it has to do with support for the artists that they're not really getting their just due streaming wise with royalties and everything like that. But also, again, it's to have something. It's to have something physical, you know what I mean? And it's a whole other different experience. I just started now, like doing like little vinyl hang nights in my crib, invite some people over, bring some records, and just chill and just play some records, you know what I mean? Kick back, smoke a little bit.
Oh man,
you know.
Maybe one day we get to see you behind us on the turntable.
And
just play some records, you know? Some of your favorite records.
You never know, you know. But yeah, man, it's great, man. So I enjoy this. I think it's important for the culture. And you know, it's a great thing all the way around.
Now, before we step out, I just want to salute you for all your contributions in hip hop, for giving us all the music to jam to party to, you know, to the, you know, spark it up, you know, here and there. You know, I just want to salute you on behalf of all the hip hoppers in the culture. Thank you for everything you did.
Thank you very much, and also thank y'all for keeping it alive. You know what I mean? It's up to y'all too. You know what I mean? Because if it doesn't get to the people, then you know who's gonna take it to the next level. So thank y'all for your support. Thank y'all for your support. You know, we in this together. You know what I mean?
It's the culture.
There it is.
That being said, and we're out. Peace.